A little ugly, but it's mine. This is Jamaica 5288. Look at my beets. They've been here for a while. These carrots have been here for a while too. So we're gonna roast these, I guess. I'm gonna roast them. So I know what you're saying, Jamaica, my children will not eat beets and my children will not eat carrots. Well, if you do it this way, they might eat them without you having, somebody calling CPS on you because you're threatening your kids. I have my carrots and I have my beets and I need to cook them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roast them and I am gonna make them sweet because that's what I like. That's what I want. So I'm gonna use a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of sage, and we're gonna see how this come out. If it don't come out good, you will never see, this video will never see the light of day. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel these things. And beets are messy. Let me pour all of this out of the bowl. Peeling the beets. And I'm also gonna scrape the carrots. So you just take your peeler and take the skin off. Real simple. If you don't have one of these, use a knife. You just have to be careful with the knife. You take the knife, you rub it against the edge, and you get the outer skin of the beet. And it comes off pretty easy with a knife. So you can do it either way. I'll bring you back when I'm done with this. Okay, the beets are done. All I'm gonna do is scrape the carrots. Just scrape them lightly. There's gonna be green on these carrots because the tops were exposed to sunlight. So if the tops of your carrots are exposed to sunlight, they'll turn green, but they're edible. And these are just little container carrots. You can grow them in containers. Grow them on your patio. They'll grow. And the reason why, I think the reason why mine are so small is because I didn't put any fertilizer in it. I just used some old soil that I used like 5 times before and just put some seeds in there and let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, I let it be. Cut off all the bad parts or the parts. With container vegetables, they're going to be deformed. They're going to be, some ones are going to be ugly. But you know what? They taste better than the store-bought stuff. And hopefully, there's nothing in the soil that I had in there, but they're not sprayed with a bunch of chemicals. And see? Little cute carrot, little deformed carrot. It's mine, baby, but you're mine, and I love you just like you were a big, juicy commercial carrot. As a matter of fact, I love you more. I appreciate you more. See? Little baby carrot. I'm just pulling off these roots. I'm gonna wash these off again. So I felt a little bit of dirt on there. Look at that. Now that is probably something you would see in a restaurant. These. If I grow these, if I could grow more carrots like this, I'd be a millionaire. People pay a lot of money for these little jokers like this. Look like a tomato, doesn't it? It's a carrot. But I don't know what this one. You can't have perfection every time, Jamaica. You can't have perfection every time. Yeah, I got some little ones, see? It's all right. I didn't invest much time in these carrots. I barely watered them. I watered them like, when I watered everything else. I didn't give them any special attention. And the beets definitely got beat up. The beets got neglected. I put those in a cement tray. So I have all the stuff right here. I'm going to wash it off and I'll be right back with you. Now, I want to have caramelized, sweet, roasted beets and carrots. So before I cut these up, I'm going to pull out my cast iron skillet. And I don't think this one is big enough. Let me get the bigger one. This is gonna have to do. This is a, 10-inch skillet. And in this skillet, I am going to caramelize some sugar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some butter, which is, some regular butter or margarine. I prefer butter because your body can digest butter. better than it can digest the chemicals that are in the margarine. Margarine is actually not as good for you as they used to tell us. So let me get some butter. I have my sugar right here, and I'm gonna get some sage tea, and I'm going to infuse the sugar and the butter and the sage together, and then we're gonna roast these carrots. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees because we're gonna have to roast these vegetables for about 35-40 minutes, okay? All right, so I have my butter here. I'm gonna use a half a stick of butter, which is about 2 ounces. I'll melt it in here. Make sure you don't burn your butter. We want it a little brown. It is gonna burn because the sugar is going to caramelize and the butter is going to get brown. We don't want to burn it before we put the sugar in there. So putting a half a sticker, and I'm just eyeballing it, a half a stick of butter in here. All right, because I'm impatient, I'm cutting it into slithers. And I'm going to get some sugar. This is the half a cup. Jamaica, you being super, super bad. Sugar, sugar. Careful, girl. Don't break it. Break another one. Put your sugar on top. Half a cup. We're still melting this down. We're gonna caramelize the sugar, which means that the sugar is going to turn into a syrup. So let me go and get the sage. Remember how I was telling you about growing sage? This bag right here, I was thinking was $18 for sage, natural sage tea. I don't ever want to buy it again, so I'm growing it. Grow your sage. Sage is very good with like candy things like this. I'm just gonna put a little bit of sage because dried sage is strong. So I'm gonna put about that much in there. Just dump it in there. Okay, let me get a board and we're gonna cut these vegetables up while we're watching our sugar and butter and sage melt down into a syrup. Just a sec. So I got my beets out. I'm gonna put it on this side so you can see me, so I can also watch this thing. I'm gonna turn it up to about 5 on the scale. I'll take my beets and I'm gonna cut them into 1-inch slices. I don't want them big, so I'm gonna cube these. Depending on how big they are, it's gonna be dependent on how I slice them. I want the thickness to be the same, but none of them are gonna be, they're not gonna be the same. Because these are beets that we grew out of the garden. They're not the same size. So I'm just trying to cube them as best as I can. Any little blemish I see on it that I don't want, taking it off and I'm putting it in the trash pile. Coming down enough for me. Then I'll take my carrots and I'm gonna do the same thing. Fresh carrots are very easy to cut. Very easy. This is a medley. A medley. And after I chop it enough, some of these don't need to be chopped. I'll just throw it back into the bowl. Okay, put this on top of here. Let's work on this syrup. So you can see the syrup is starting to bubble. I'm gonna start moving it around. And if I cannot, well, I smell the sage now. I'm moving it around. Oh, that smells good. Sage, I just love the way sage smells. And I butter also. Have to keep on standing here and move it around. It's kind of like a roux, except it's a sugar roux, okay? Okay, so this is what Jamaicans call browning. I call it a simple syrup. You see how the sugar turned brown? And because this is a cast iron skillet, I have to move quickly. I'm gonna take a little bit of my vegetables and bring this down. Or all of my vegetables and bring this down. Now, if you look on the bottom of this frying pan, you're going to see that it made a liquid on the bottom. The vegetables made a liquid, which is just fine. We're going to roast this, and it's going to be wonderful. It's already beautiful. Look at that. Look how pretty it is. That's how it looks before. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to look like this when it comes out, but this is what it looks like now before we put it in the oven. So the oven is on 400, and we're going to put it in there for 35 to 40 minutes until the vegetables are tender to the touch. I like my vegetables al dente, so it might be less for me. You all need to check at the 25-minute mark, check your vegetables to make sure that they're not super mushy. Just saying. Some people like it that way. I don't. I like mine intact. I'll see you all in 25 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to go in there and check it. The least I'm going to do to this dish is stir it because I want to get the syrup all over the vegetables. And then I'm going to test to see if it's al dente because I do not like soggy vegetables. I don't like it. Don't like it. So we're going to pull this out. With a spoon, because I've already put that in the dish thing. We're going to mix this up. If you're using a cast iron, don't forget to put your pot handle on there. Your oven mitt. Burn yourself. Look, it's still syrup there. We want to get this all over the vegetables. Beets and carrots are already sweet. This is just going to enhance it with the sage and the sugar. And I think, let me check with the fork. So I'm gonna pull out one of the bigger carrots, which is this one right here. Make sure I get some syrup on it because I'm gonna taste it also. One carrot, one of the bigger carrots, and one of the thicker beets. Okay. Then you're gonna take your fork and you're gonna see if you can cut through it. And if you can, cut through, they're done. Don't cook it anymore. Leave it there. They're going to continue to cook. So you don't want it to be any more done than this or to be in the oven anymore. Turn your oven off and let's do a taste test. Okay, see you over there. Moment of truth. So the sugar just makes it sweeter. I don't taste the butter. I taste a little bit of the sage. The beets are perfectly cooked. So all the sugar does is just make it sweeter. This is a good way to get your kids to eat beets and carrots. I know sugar's not good for you, but sugar's in everything. And you only live once. Try it. Tastes like candy. Sorry. Oh, now I taste the sage. Tastes like candy. Tastes like beet candy. But if I were a kid, I'd eat this without getting a whipping. This is Jamerica 5288. I know I have to say some stuff, but I'd eat this as a kid without being threatened. I thank you guys for being with me. And I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye.